Welcome to the channel, it's a cruise life, thanks for tuning in, and if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. In this video, we continue our adventures in Vancouver, as we head off on a half-day whale watching experience.
Feel the wind, let it take control. This cruise life is good for the soul. Yo, let's sail away, let's go. There's a party on Lido, feel the flow. Laughing and dancing, we're all in the zone. This cruise ship life will never be alone.
We booked this trip with Viator, and I'll leave a link in the description for you. This excursion started at 8:30 AM and lasted for approximately 4 hours. Now the trip cost us £140 each, which equates to £35 an hour each, and I thought this was relatively expensive. The boat itself was quite modern. It had an outdoor upper deck and it had a heated indoor lower deck, and it had these great floor to ceiling windows. They also provided complimentary hot drinks for the passengers. We sailed out of Granville Island, heading northwest out of Vancouver into the fjord. These boats can travel at 35 miles an hour, so it does get quite chilly out on the water. So wear plenty of layers and don't forget your hat and your gloves. As well as the captain, there are 3 guides. One will be on the binoculars trying to spot the whales. Another will be there with his camera at the ready, and the main guide will be commentating throughout the excursion, giving you the history and geology of the area and detailed information about the whales and the wildlife. So it's recommended that the safe distance to observe whales from is 100 yards, and these guidelines are in place so as not to affect their environment too much. And also these boats have propellers, and whales are not that manoeuvrable, so if you're going to get up close and personal with the whales, you know, there's every chance that you're going to cause a bit of damage. And if you break these rules, you can face fines of over $3,500. So my final tip if you're going whale watching is to have a decent camera and a pair of binoculars. First of all, we set out looking for a humpback whale, and it wasn't long before we spotted one of these magnificent beasts. They weigh up to 45 tonnes and are 17 metres in length. Adult humpback whales tend to surface to breathe every 10 to 15 minutes. So that was mission 1 accomplished, and now we headed off for a rock formation in the centre of the fjord, which is a haven for birds and seals. We spent about 10 to 15 minutes here before heading below deck for a much needed hot chocolate. Next up were the Orca Whales, which were much smaller in comparison, at 7 tonnes and approximately 9 metres long. The orcas did give us the runaround and we had to go searching for them, and a couple of times we got quite close to them, and overall it was a real successful trip. 4 hours out on the water, we headed back to Granville Island. Granville Island is actually an artificial island. Its proximity to False Creek made it a natural hub for trade and industry. Originally, the area was just a sandbar in False Creek, which was used for shipbuilding and a log sorting area. The name Granville comes from Granville Street in Vancouver, and Granville Street runs from South Vancouver all the way up over Granville Island and links you to downtown Vancouver. In 1915, construction began to turn this sandbar into an artificial industrial island, and the island was populated by warehouses, factories and sawmills. In the early 1970s, the government looked to revitalise Granville Island, and the goal was to preserve the island's industrial heritage, and it was to be repurposed into a public market, artistic and cultural hub.
Come on!
Let's enjoy this street entertainment outside Granville Public Market.
See it from here. But hold on, it's not over yet. Ha! It almost was. The last part is on the ground. I just have to make it to the ground. Save yourself, little dude. I'm gonna climb down. When I get to the ground, I pick up the giant suitcase, I spin it on my finger. If it spins, it will be the largest object you have ever seen anybody spin on their finger. And that is the exact same reaction I got from my parents when I told them about my career choice. But honestly, it's been a good one. Made it around the world, even all the way back to BC, back to Canada. It's always awesome to be here. Big round of applause for all you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna hop down here. I'm gonna pick up the case. I'll spin it as fast as I can. When it spins, it's one last chance for one last cheer. When I'm done this, I'll just be standing down here with my hat off. When you guys come up at the end, the only thing it means is that I can keep doing this. And that means a lot to me. If you throw in a 5 or a 10, I will go home ecstatic. If you throw in a 20, I will go home amazed. If you throw in 100, I will go home with you. Maybe we can build it up just a little. One more time. Amazing. It's awesome. Just a little louder. I'll give it all I got. Come on! Ta-da! This part goes over pretty well at nightclubs. The hard part is getting back up. Okay. You guys can go now. Whew, one more. But I need you guys to make enough noise. You can't hear me breathing.
The public market opened in 1979, and this became the centrepiece of this transformation. The island became a home to artisans, theatres, restaurants, galleries, attracting locals as well as tourists alike.
The Granville Island Public Market is the jewel in the island's crown. An indoor market featuring a fascinating assortment of colourful foods, all fresh from either the ocean, the oven or the field. It's a real food lover's delight. There's something for everyone. Home to over 50 vendors, it's a great place to sit, relax and enjoy a bite to eat whilst listening to live music.
Thanks again for watching, guys and gals, and if you enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe.